All right, continuing onward with our little mini course that it has become since on how to become an expert trend trader in just 30 seconds flat. Today we're going to show you how exactly do you trade this now. But before we get into this, let's do a little recap first. Hi, this is Load with Black Bear Dog Trading. As always, welcome. I'm glad you're part of my team. So I showed you just by using nothing more but standard chart moving averages how you can determine whether you're in an uptrend or a downtrend, not needing any special tools, any special knowledge. Very simple, very straight up. I've also shown you by adding an additional hour to the mix, being the 1 hour chart, how you can then have absolute confirmation whether you're in an uptrend or a downtrend. I've shown you how to strengthen that trend on the actual chart you're trading with, which in this case is the 15-minute chart, by adding yet a third confirmation moving average to the mix and forming what is called a tunnel, and basically moving into a strategy which is known as the Vegas Turnnel Strategy. And then last but not least, I've shown you how to add partial profits in the upswing and partial profits in the downswing using Fibonacci numbers, how to do that very easy and very simple. And basically, that is what the past 3 videos have all been about. And now we are here. How do you actually trade this? Well, the concept of trading this is really very, very simple. It is very easy to do. When you start, there are requirements, and the requirements are equally simple. For a buy trend, for a buy position, price must be above the tunnel. The yellow line, which is a 12 EMA, must be above the top of the tunnel. Price must be above the yellow line or the 12 EMA. The trend must be confirmed in the 1 hour as being a buy trend. And basically, that is all there is to it. At that moment, you enter the trade and you just let it run. And the same applies for a downtrend. Price must be below the tunnel. It must be below the 12 EMA or the trigger line. The 12 EMA or the trigger line must be below the tunnel. And the trend must be confirmed on the 1 hour chart as being down as well. And bottom line is, you're done. And then as you see, you let this run and you see how you now really hit specific profit targets. You would have taken a profit here, taken a profit here, taken a profit here, and just let this run even all the way here. In a prior video I mentioned, this is the top level, by the way, is level 233. The Fibonacci number right here, let's see if I can write this. My writing is no good, but you get it. There, 233, scribbled 33, but fine. And this top level is usually a very strong indicator that if price does not go any higher than that, it most likely will reverse. And look what it did. It actually did reverse. And if you wanted to, while this would not be in the lines of the rules of the Vegas tunnel, you could have actually had a retracement entry, and that would have given you a very nice little run as well. That is a reversal part of this strategy, and as you start using it for the purpose that it is intended, you will learn this and figure this out on your own as this becomes clearer to you. So this is not something you should start focusing on now, but I wanted to point out that it is there and you can easily use it once you get a bit more sophisticated in using this. But the bottom line is that is really the entire nut and bolts of this strategy. It really is that simple. And once we hit back to the tunnel, then it's just a matter of watching where trend is going. And trend continues to be on the upswing right here. So no matter how we slice this, we don't look for any buy signals. No matter what happens right around here, we stay on the up. we look for buy. And again, buys happen above the tunnel and sells only happen below the tunnel. So at this point in time, we could have probably triggered yet another little sell right here. All the conditions were met, we entered, and sure enough, we could have had a tiny little profit first level here and even second level here before price somehow now has stalled again and seems to be going flat again. It really is that simple of a trading method. I know I already said it before, but it truly is, and you do not need any sophisticated tools whatsoever. And this really works, but you have to, like everything else, apply yourself, and above all, be patient. Nothing happens overnight. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You're not going to turn $500 into 10 million overnight. It's not going to happen. So, this is stay focused, stay committed, live by the rules, execute the rules, and you will succeed in the end. And above all, stay humble. Don't put more into the farm than what you can legitimately afford to put in the farm. So, but now with all this said, this is all quite and well and very good. But what if, just if, there was a tool that we could use that would do all of this for us? I mean, completely on autopilot, where we would not need the 1 hour chart anymore. I mean, literally not needed anymore. Get rid of it. We only have the 15-minute chart left, where we would no longer need all these lines drawn for levels that were where we can take partial profits on both ends of the spectrum. We simply don't need them anymore. It would be done for us automatically on autopilot, and all we have left on the chart is what you see here. And even that, if I really wanted to downscale to bare minimum, would not be needed, but keep it for visual aid, nothing more, nothing less. What if a little tool like that existed that would help you do all this, and it would do all this on autopilot? Well, you're in luck. There is such a tool, and it's called the Vegas Tunnel Executive. And let me show it to you. I go to Expert Advisor, just real quick. And where do we have this here? Here we go, the Vegas Tunnel Executive. We load this up, and bottom line is we are done. There you go. This right now it's set on manual trading. I will set it to auto trading right here. Set this to true. We're done. There you go. And this will do everything for you automatically on autopilot. With autopilot, auto trading turned on, it will check the markets. Right now it's outside of specific markets hours, so there won't be any trading. It will tell you whether spread is too high, which it is. There won't be any trading. It will automatically calculate the lot size. This obviously is based on if spread is proper. It shows you what your account balance is. It shows you if you already have a daily profit, and if so, how much or a loss. Once you're in an open trade, it shows you what your drawdown is. And when the maximum drawdown happens, which you set, it will automatically stop trading. It will close any open order that exists, and you won't be able to trade anymore until such time that a new day has started. It'll give you your ongoing loss and profit while you're in an active trade. It will show you the parameters of the tunnel right here, whether or not the tunnel is too wide, not wide enough, whether the slope, meaning up or down, is strong enough or not. And if it isn't, it will tell you exactly what the conditions are. Right now the tunnel is narrow and it has a soft slope, and that's exactly what you see on the chart, and that means there is no trading. At this point in time, you just let it sit, and it does all its thing on its own without any interference on your part. If there were to be a sudden news break, and like we happened to have one short incident of that right here, when there was a Japanese announcement by the Japanese government, something to do with interest rates, and it spiked. And you want to make sure that you don't get caught in that trap. Very simple. You can merely click on EA running. It will automatically stop the EA from running. There you go. It tells you trading has been paused. There is no trading going on, no analysis being done, nothing. It stops and it stays there until you click again, EA stop. When it's saved to the news, and there you go, it picks right back up where it left off, and the EA is done. The news, the danger of the news that just happened is past us, and we're okay now. We're fine to trade again without expecting any spikes. Last but not least, we also have a history access, and the history access literally shows us trade logs, where we've been, and what do we do for trading. And when we click on that, it will open up a log, and it will give us actual, at this point in time, I think there were no trades in there. So it creates a new one for every month. All this is available in this little gizmo. Let me show you what the menu is about, and we're going to go over this extensively in the next video, but it basically tracks everything. You have the option to operate this on a percentage or on a fixed lot. A percentage is what you set to be calculated per trade from your account balance. A fixed lot is the lot that you specify, and that is being used for every trade, no matter what happens. You can set a maximum spread. Any spread higher than that will not be tolerated. There won't be an order. There's a maximum slippage to make sure that orders do get entered, especially during high volatility. You have stop loss setting, take profit setting. Then you have, as far as enable trailing stop, once you're in a trade, you can enable or disable with all its parameters. You can set the Fibonacci partial close, or you can set the actual fixed close, where you set specific parameters and distances, and they will never change no matter what you do per order. You can also move, once you have a partial profit, you can move the stop loss to break even and have a few buffer pips there so that it doesn't immediately trigger because you're too close to the break even parameter. You have your daily drawdown set, where you can now decide whether or not you want to close trades and you want to suspend trading. You also have then obviously all the settings for all the indicators that are a part of this little EA. And then we also have the trading time. We trade this specifically during London and New York times, with London and New York overlap and nothing else, because these are the most successful, most volatile, most volume, most momentum for the Great British Pound JPY, or the British Pound Yen, which is the one particular currency pair that we trade with this particular strategy. But if you want to, you can trade any hours you like. You merely specify it. I have it set that it's only London, New York, and London, New York overlap and nothing else. You can use the width and the slope determination as a fixed number or based on ATR. ATR means that it will automatically adjust based on market dynamics. Volatile market, the tunnel will be a little less. Non-volatile market, the tunnel will be, volatile market, the tunnel will be a little wider. Non-volatile market, the tunnel will be a little smaller, so forth and so forth. And then you have some default settings. You can set a message to your phone. You can send yourself an email message. You can have a cool down after every trade. So that's especially handy when you are on auto trading, so it doesn't just jump from one trade to another, because sometimes even though it just closed the trade, win or lose, it may not have totally registered with the broker just yet, and already you're in a new trade, and you may get penalized by the broker for scamming the system. So there's a cool down. You can auto load presets. Those are specific parameters that apply to each currency pair. And again, we'll go over this in great detail. And the 4 currency pairs that are really very tradable with the Vegas tunnel are the British pound yen, the Euro USD, the USD yen, and the British pound USD, and that is it. So you only have 4 pairs to choose from, which is more than enough. Keeps it simple, is in line with the strategy itself, straightforward, straight up. So now the question is, where do you get your hands on this bot, on this little EA? Well, first of all, it only works with MetaTrader 4. It's not available for any other trading platform. Secondly, this is my personal private trading bot, and I am not selling this nowhere. This is not available online anywhere. Thirdly, because this is my own trading bot, this doesn't have a manual or anything else that comes with it. That's it. You can get the bot as a participant here, as part of my team here on my YouTube channel, by going to the description box below, click on the link, and you can download it right there in the link. And it's the only place you can get this, nowhere else. So, and like I said, in the next video coming up, I will go over the menu options in great detail so you fully understand how and what, and then go for it. Install it on your chart and just let it sit there and let it do its trading, and that's all you have to do. And you now have a legitimate trading method that is where you not only understand the full mechanics of it, because you started it literally learning from scratch and gradually build up into it, but now you also fully understand the mechanics behind the bot. Once you get into a trade, you will know, and you, as example, you use the Fibonacci partial profit, you'll understand why certain lines are drawn on the chart at certain levels, because you've been through it manually before you went into automation, and that makes all the difference. Okay, this is it for this video, short one, but that is, I don't want to overwhelm you with overload of info. Tomorrow we'll go in the nitty-gritty of it, of this Autobot. So in the meantime, if you want to, you can download it, install it on your MetaTrader 4 platform, set up your chart so it looks like what you see here. Limit your market watch to just these 4 currency pairs, and come tomorrow, we'll dive right into this. This is Load with Black Bear Dog Trading, thanking you for being here, and stay tuned for tomorrow. And as always, God bless.